In our last video, we looked at special right triangles of the 45, 45, 90 type. In this one, we'll be looking at right triangles that are special that follow a 30, 60, 90 pattern. In other words, the angles of the right triangle will be 90, of course, 30 degrees, and 60 degrees. So I want you to take a look at these two triangles here, and I want you to use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side. So pause the video and try that now. Alright, so you should have tried it, and you should have gotten 6 squared equals 3 squared plus x squared. So that's 36 equals 9 plus x squared. Subtract the 9, and then take the square root from both sides. Square root of 27 breaks down to 9 and 3. 9's got a pair in it, so we pull out a 3, and we're left with a 3 inside for x. For here, we should have had 64 equals 16 plus y squared, and this might be reversed from what it was on the previous page, but the answers will still come out. 48 equals y squared, square root it. Break down 48, 16 and 3, prime. 16 is 4 and 4, so there's a pair. So you're left with y equals 4 square root 3. So when you do that, you should notice a pattern going on here with the numbers. The 30 side, in other words, the side that's across from the 30, if you draw an arrow, you can see the 3 is the 30 side, is half of the 90 side. You see across from the 90 how it's 6, and 3 is half of 6. It also worked out here. 4 is half of 8. Now the 30 side, which is 3 here, is also related to the 60 side, because if you notice, the 60 side is only multiplied by root 3 from what 30 was. So same thing here, 4 and 4 root 3. So here's the pattern. The length of the hypotenuse is 2 times the length of the shorter leg, in other words, the 30 side. The longer leg, the 60 side, is root 3 times the length of the shorter leg. So 30 side is x, 60 side is x root 3, and 90 side is 2x. Oftentimes you'll see this chart, 30, 60, 90, x, x root 3, and 2x. In other words, if we know the 30 side, so let's say the 30 side was 5, to find the 60 side I would multiply by square root of 3, and then to find the 90 side I'd multiply the 30 by 2. So to go from the 30 to the 90, you multiply times 2. Not 30 degrees and 90 degrees, but from the 30 degree side to the 90 degree side, you multiply by 2. For example, 5 times 2 is 10. To go to the 90 side to the 30 side, you divide by 2. So if I was trying to go back to 30, 10 divided by 2 is 5. To go from the 30 to the 60, you multiply by the square root of 3. So 5, 5 root 3. And to go from the 60 to the 30, you would divide by the square root of 3. Of course, yesterday we learned this as a review. From 45 to 90, it was times root 2. And then from 90 to 45, it was divided by root 2. So these are all patterns that you should know and memorize. So let's try some out. Here we want to find the values of a and b. So first off, figure out what side are you given. So let's draw the chart and place it in there. So we got 30, 60, 90. We know the pattern for 30, 60, 90 is x, x root 3, 2x. And we're given, let's see, the 11 is across from the 30, so we're given the 11 side, the 30 side. Now how do you go from the 30 to the 60? You multiply by square root of 3. So a equals 11 square root 3. And then how do you go from the 30 side to the 90 side? Times 2. 11 times 2 is 22. So b equals 22. Never try to go from 60 to 90 or 90 to 60. Always go back to 30 and then to 90. So that's how we can work the chart. Pause the video and try this one out. All right, let's make the chart. So we got 30, 60, 90. And eventually you should get good enough to where you don't always have to make the chart, but it's a good starting point. So what side are we starting with? Well, the 60s with K, so not that one. 30s with J, so not that one. But the 90s with 24. So under 90, I'm going to put 24. Now, from 90 to 30, from 2x to x, it's dividing by 2. So 24 divided by 2 is 12. So the 30 side is j, so j equals 12. Now from 30 to 60, I just multiply by the square root of 3. So k equals 12 square root 3. All right, once again, pause and try this one out. All right, you should have made a chart if you're still trying to figure out what's going on with it. X root 3, 2x. And we're given the 60 side. Now, what's the difference between the 60 and the 30 side? Well, the 60 is multiplied by root 3, and the 30 is not. So to go backwards, we have to divide by square root of 3, and they just cancel out. So the 30 side will be 2, and the 30 is s. And then to go from 30 to 90, we multiply by 2. So t equals 4. Okay, try this one out. All right, let's make our chart. See how you're doing with this. All right, we are given the 30 side. Now, how do you go from 30 to 60? Well, you got to multiply it by the square root of 3. The square root of 3 times the square root of 3, if you remember correctly, when we multiply a square root with the same number, the square root just goes away. So the 60 side, which is f, equals 3. Now, how do you go from 30 to 90? Because we never want to go 60 to 90. Well, from x to 2x is times 2, so 2 times root 3 is just 2 root 3. So e equals 2 root 3. All right, last problem we're going to look at here. We want to find the missing variable. So first off, you notice you have a triangle. It's 120 up top with congruent angles. So it means each of these has to be 30 because 180 minus 120 is 60. These are the same, so divide by 2, so 30 and 30. This is an isosceles triangle. So when we drop in altitude straight up and down, it's going to split this side into half. So we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle now. And in that 30, 60, 90 triangle, we know the 90 side from the given portion up here. So the 90 side is 8 root 6. Now, how do you go from the 90 to the 30? Well, you just divide by 2. 8 over 2 equals 4, and you don't mess with the inside. So this is 4 root 6. Now, how do you go from the 30 to the 60? You multiply by the square root of 3. 6 times 3 is 18. We got to break 18 down now, so I'm going to move this away. So 18 is 9 times 2, prime. 3 times 3, prime, and a pair. So 4 is already outside, so I pull out a 3, and I leave in a 2, so 12 root 2 is this portion. Now over here it wants angle A, which is 30 degrees, and it wants AC, so the whole thing. So I have to double 12 root 2. 12 doubled is 24, square root 2. Please make sure you do the practice, and thank you for watching.